Welcome back, folks, to the random video blog where I, Graham GSM Matthews, run down my rambling thoughts in the wrestling world, share a few stories, etc., etc. So as of today, December 1st, we are less than 24 hours out from Ring of Honor's 2016 Final Battle pay-per-view. Now, I know I don't talk a lot about Ring of Honor here in the channel, here in the video blog. I do review every episode of Ring of Honor TV on nextairwrestling.net cheap plugs. If you're not already following along, be sure to do so. I know there's a lot of you that do not follow Ring of Honor, but now is as good of a time as any to start. I only started watching about two and a half years ago in the summer of about 2014. Watched the regular, the weekly running television show on, I think, Sinclair at that point, or on the website, wherever it was airing at that point. And then I just kind of fell out of it. I just kind of fell out of watching Ring of Honor after, tuning in for the summer. And then I got back into it when it jumped to Destination America. And even after it left Destination America at the end of 2015, I started watching it. I still continue to watch it on the website. And now it's really, really easy to watch the show, the weekly episodic show, on the Fight TV app. Just download the Fight TV app. And this is no promotion for Ring of Honor. Just a real suggestion and a recommendation for you guys to check out the show. So you can watch it every single week for free on the Fight TV app. It's uploaded Mondays at 7 p.m. right before Raw. It's a great show. But the reason I bring this up is that because I feel like because a lot of people not complain, but are not satisfied with the WWE product. And there's TNA, of course, there's a Lucha Underground t-shirt reference, Seattle Miedo. But Ring of Honor is another great program, too. I would highly recommend you check out. And the more you watch of it, if you only watch one episode, it doesn't really connect with other stories that you're paying attention to or following along with and stuff like that, it may not make sense. So you got to tune in for a large period of time, for a couple months at a time, and I guarantee you will be hooked, because the in-ring action in Ring of Honor is probably on par with any other promotion out there, if not better. The stories can be a little bit shaky at times, but when they get stories right, they get them fucking right. Like Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole in the main event of tomorrow's Final Battle pay-per-view for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That feud has roots dating back years to when they were Future Shock tag team partners. They had a match at last year's Final Battle pay-per-view, which was a great freaking show, by the way. So I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow's show as well. So, with all that being said, I've been in a big Ring of Honor binge as of late. Big Ring of Honor guy. I love Ring of Honor, but I've been in this Ring of Honor mood for the past couple of days, and I'll explain why at the end of the video as a bit of a cheap plug for tomorrow and what will be coming around the block tomorrow. But anyway, so being in the Ring of Honor mood as of late, I figured I would run down my top 5 favorite Ring of Honor current wrestlers in the promotion right now. Starting at number 6, Matt Sydal, formerly known as Evan Bourne in WWE. I was always a fan of his work in WWE. He was never one of my favorites, but I always enjoyed his work. Always thought he was very much, not only underrated, but very much underutilized for most of his time in WWE. I know he got suspended twice, he got hurt, and that pretty much spelled the end of his time in WWE before going back to Ring of Honor. But he's really been killing it over there. I think he even owns a victory over Adam Cole. I don't know if it was, I think it was before he went heel or whatever the hell happened. I just remember a point in time where he beat Adam Cole in the main event of an episode of Ring of Honor TV. And it was a great match, too. But yeah, Matt Sydal, the former Evan Bourne, is a great athlete. He may not be, high up on the pecking order over in WWE. And even in Ring of Honor, he's not really doing much. I haven't seen him in a while, actually, but he is one of my favorites over there. I wish they would do more with him. He is a great wrestler, and I got to meet him a couple years ago at a Northeast Wrestling event about 2 years ago, and he was a really, really cool guy. So, big fan of Matt Sydal. Coming in at number 5 is Jay Briscoe. So when I first started watching Ring of Honor, I don't think he might have been the world champion. I don't remember. I think the world champion in 2014 was Adam Cole and then Michael Elgin around the time I started watching. But Jay Briscoe's been there as one of the Ring of Honor originals. I know there were reports of him coming over to WWE many years ago, but some homophobic remark he made on Twitter kind of prevented him from coming over. But still, he's a great athlete. Him and Mark Briscoe, the Briscoes tag team collectively, are awesome. He doesn't really have much of a character. He just kind of feels old school. I love the presentation, the theme music, and he's another guy who really has not done much this year. I know he had a rematch with Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship in the main event of the Best in the World pay-per-view, and then he was in some random-ass 6-man tag team match at All-Star Extravaganza, my first ever Ring of Honor show / pay-per-view back in September, and now he's contending for the World Tag Team titles tomorrow night against the Young Bucks with Mark. But he's another great guy. Got to meet him as well at All-Star Extravaganza. He's a great athlete, and looking forward to seeing more of him in Ring of Honor in the future. But yeah, he's been around since day one. He's just a lot of fun to watch in the ring, either on his own, as a tag team, probably one of the most iconic tag teams in the past 15 years in the world of pro wrestling. But yeah, big Jay Briscoe fan. I don't know if he would fly in WWE with... He just kind of feels like an edgier character. But he is a great athlete. His matches are always enjoyable, and I expect nothing less from their match with the Young Bucks tomorrow night. Coming in at number 4 on my top 5 favorite wrestlers in Ring of Honor. This is kind of a cheat pick here. It's a tag team, The Addiction. Did I say top 5? I meant the top 6 favorite wrestlers in Ring of Honor right now. This is more of a cheat pick, like I said, a tag team. You got The Addiction, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian. I've been fans of these guys ever since their time in TNA many years ago when they were part of Fortune, a tag team on their own, also known as The Addiction back then, and then they were told to scrap the name for whatever reason. And then they went by some other name. I forgot what it was. Bad Influence, I think, that was what they were called in TNA for a time before they left in 2014. Another 2 guys who were very vastly underutilized for the time they were in TNA, at least towards the end. And I think both guys should have deserved the run at some point or another in the TNA World Heavyweight Championship picture. But nevertheless, both guys are a great tag team. Another tag team that's been around for almost about 5 years at this point, believe it or not, including their time in TNA 5 years ago. But since coming back to Ring of Honor, they've been killing it as a heel tag team. They main evented the All-Star Extravaganza show, the aforementioned event, where they headlined for the World Tag Team titles, defending against the Young Bucks and the Motor City Machine Guns, another 2 favorite tag teams of mine, which was an amazing match, which we'll talk more about in the future, in my top 10 favorite matches of 2016 that I've seen this year in person. Cheap plug. A little bit of a sneak peek for a future video blog. But yeah, I love The Addiction. I think Christopher Daniels is a great talker. Daniels, Kazarian is a great wrestler as well. Both of them are just a very underrated tag team. And I think not that they used to do this a lot in TNA, not so much in Ring of Honor anymore. They do from time to time. I like their new serious approach that they're taking currently in Ring of Honor. But what they used to do a lot of in TNA, which is why they're one of my favorites, is like the Throwback Thursdays when TNA at that point still is. I mean, I guess it's switched nights a number of times, but when TNA was airing on Thursday nights and they would do Throwback Thursdays coming out as fucking like characters out of, that Braveheart or something when they were over in the UK and shit like that, which was always entertaining. So they're a very entertaining tandem, and they've been getting their just due this year and having been the World Tag Team Champions for a number of months, I believe from May to September when they lost them the main event of the aforementioned All-Star Extravaganza pay-per-view. So coming in at number 3 is another underrated pick of mine. Really, really big fan of this guy. I think he has a bright future in Ring of Honor if he can continue to stick it through and, pick up big wins, hopefully, at some point. He's a great athlete. I hope once the main eventers are kind of out of the way, this guy will kind of transition into a main event role, eventually, is Silas Young. Silas Young has been around, I don't know how long. I know he was around when I first started watching in 2014. He actually had Kevin Steen's final feud before he went over to NXT. But Silas Young, I think I'm a big fan of him just because he's a lot different than anyone else, not only on the Ring of Honor roster, but also just kind of in the entire world of pro wrestling right now. He just feels old school. He feels traditional. He's a real man's man, or the world's last real man, I think is his nickname in Ring of Honor. To me, he looks like Captain Stottlemyre from the old Monk series, which I was a big fan of. But not only that, but like I said, just that old school feel he gives off every single time he comes out for a match. And the fact that if you fuck with this guy, he's going to beat the living shit out of you. He's a good wrestler. He can do some flippy, some high flying action, some flippity doodads if he wants. But he mostly keeps it ground and pound for a great in-ring style. Again, hopefully at some point he really has not amounted to much success in the past couple of years. He had a really entertaining feud with Dalton Castle for a time. That ran almost about a year from the summer of last year to the summer of this past year. And he's not really been doing much since. He kind of flirted with the main event scene a couple months ago, but came up short of winning the World Championship. But hopefully at some point we will see Silas Young in the upper mix of the Ring of Honor talent, just because he's great. He's got a lot of potential. He's got awesome mic skills, and I really like how he kind of stands out from everyone else on the roster. So coming in at number 2 on my list of top 6 favorite wrestlers in Ring of Honor today is the current Ring of Honor World Champion, Adam Cole, baby! I got the chance to meet him as well at a Ring of Honor All-Star Extravaganza 8 a couple months back. Great guy, an awesome wrestler, and only 27 years old. This guy has really achieved it all. Already among the few, an elite few, only 3, including Jay Briscoe, Austin Aries, and now him, to have held the Ring of Honor World Championship on 2 different occasions. He's the current reigning world champion, won the belt back by beating Jay Lethal back in August at the Death Before Dishonor show. Been really killing it the last couple of years, either as a babyface, a heel. He really shines as a heel, in my opinion. And also, in my opinion, really rejuvenated the stagnant Bullet Club. After the departures of Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, AJ Styles, they really needed a new face to kind of lead the pack. And Kenny Omega is great, but they really needed a new face from Ring of Honor, a Ring of Honor regular, to kind of carry the pack in the Bullet Club in 2016. And Adam Cole's the perfect fit. And I think he's really been doing some awesome work all 2016 year round. And tomorrow, like I said, he defends that Ring of Honor World Championship against Kyle O'Reilly in the main event of Final Battle. And he's another guy, too, as I've said before. I think I definitely mentioned him not in the most recent 5 guys I want to see in NXT/WWE, but the first installment at the onset of 2016. A guy that not only do I want to see him in WWE, I almost know for a fact that he will be in WWE. Not that I know any inside scoop or anything, but he's got the look. He's got everything that this company wants in an up-and-coming star, and he's only 27 years old. If they can sign AJ Styles, who is just as good, if a lot better than Adam Cole, but he's still a great talent in his own right, and he's 39 years old. What does that say about Adam Cole? He's got an entire career ahead of him, so I'm sure Adam Cole will be WWE bound / NXT bound. Hopefully just the main roster, but who knows, at some point. And then coming in at number 1, it should be pretty academic at this point. Another top guy in Ring of Honor, one of my favorites for many, many years. One of my first favorites in TNA when I first started watching that promotion 8 years ago. Jay Lethal. Like I said, when I first started watching TNA, I was a big fan of the Black Machismo thing. And that ran up until, I think, 2010, when he first started to kind of get a push on his own in TNA. And they kind of just let him die by the wayside for whatever reason. Then he did nothing, got released, went back to Ring of Honor, where he's been for the past 5.5 years. And he is really another guy that, going back to Ring of Honor, really rejuvenated his career. And again, I asked him when I interviewed him, which will be the cheap plug coming up in a minute. But Jay Lethal is just an amazing talent. And when I asked him, what's your character? And he said, it's kind of a combination of everyone I watched growing up. Macho Man, a little bit of Flair, all these other kind of guys, Dusty Rhodes, from an entertainer standpoint, from a wrestling standpoint. Jay Lethal's got it all. And another guy I'm also shocked has not been to WWE yet. But I feel like will be at some point, considering he is currently one of the best wrestlers in the world today. Big Jay Lethal fan. Tomorrow he faces Cody Rhodes for the first time ever at Ring of Honor. At Ring of Honor's Final Battle pay-per-view and Cody Rhodes' Ring of Honor debut. I did not include Cody Rhodes on this list because as of right now, in the title it says current, Cody Rhodes is currently not a Ring of Honor guy. I think he will be doing some dates for them, but I do not know if he will be a full-fledged Ring of Honor wrestler, like a member of the roster. I'm not exactly sure. But at any rate, I think Jay Lethal, phenomenal. Currently my favorite wrestler in Ring of Honor today. And I expect big things from him in the future. Having won the Ring of Honor World Championship, Television Championship, only one of few to have done that as well, win that championship only twice. And the one of the longest reigning world champions in recent Ring of Honor history, and the longest reigning Ring of Honor World Television Champion in history as well. So once again, guys, my top 6 favorite current Ring of Honor wrestlers include Matt Sydal, Jay Briscoe at number 5, number 4, The Addiction, you got Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, number 3, Silas Young, number 2, Adam Cole, and number 1, Jay Lethal. So the best part about this, and including Ring of Honor Final Battle tomorrow night, like I said, check it out, the card is fucking stacked. But another reason why I wanted to do this video blog is for you guys to check out my exclusive interviews with Jay Lethal and the current Ring of Honor World Champion Adam Cole coming up tomorrow, Friday, December 2nd. You're not going to want to miss it, coming to Bleacher Reports exclusively first. And then the audio portion, the audio version of the interviews, talking much more than just Final Battle, will be available on Wrestle Rant Radio at some point later this month. So be sure to check that out, guys, and most importantly, check out Final Battle tomorrow night. If you have yet to get into Ring of Honor, have watched it before, kind of fell out of it like I did before I got back into it in the summer of 2015 and fell in love with it all over again, and have currently watched every episode of Ring of Honor TV since, and all the pay-per-views and shit, check it out. It's a great promotion, a lot of awesome wrestling, and I'm sure if you watch Final Battle tomorrow night, you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. You're not going to regret it. So, that being said, guys, we only got a couple more video blogs to go in the month of December, the year of 2016, before we call it a wrap on this year. We got next week, the 8th, the week after that, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. So 4 more video blogs, 4 more that was stupid. 4 more video blogs to go until the end of 2016, guys. And I think next week, I got a bit of a surprise, another top 5 list, but you'll see when we get to it next week. I don't want to spoil anything just yet in case I change topics, as I usually tend to do. We shall see. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy Final Battle tomorrow night. If you go out and check it out, it's going to be an amazing show. I can tell you that much. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All support is amazingly appreciated. A lot of great stuff coming here to the channel in the month of December and beyond. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss all the latest content here on the channel. So that said, guys, have an amazing weekend. TLC this Sunday as well. Like I said, December is going to be incredible. Have a good one, guys. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.